Hi, I'm Adhyayan. I am a lead product manager at PayPal. I make close to 75 lakhs a year. I didn't do an MBA, I didn't go abroad, and this is the resume that got me the job. Today, I'll share my journey, mistakes that I made, and how you can become a product manager. I did industrial and production engineering from Manipal, and so all the roles that I was applying for at the time were business analytics roles. So yeah, this is that resume that we built during the college days, and I would rate this probably 4 out of 10. Company that I interviewed with was ZS. So you have an online round, aptitude round again, that you have to clear, followed by a video assessment. I don't know if they still do it, but there was a video assessment, followed by a case study round where you are given about 45 minutes to answer like 20 questions. The data is presented then and there itself, so you have to read through and solve for it, and then you are evaluated during the interview on that. So you solve and submit, and then they ask you questions as to why you took a certain approach or how you solved that problem. There's another round in the middle which is more like again analytical capability round, where they try to see, they ask you puzzles, and it can be anything like, so there's a concept called guesstimates where there's no right answer, and you just need to talk about how you would approach if you have to solve this. So the question she asked me is, how many boxing gloves are sold in Delhi every year? So how do you get from how many people are in Delhi to how many people actually box? All those kind of splits you do across the board, and then you get to the final answer. The final answer does not matter. You have to still calculate it, but it can't be like, okay, one CR are sold every year. So that's there, and that is followed by a fitment round where they ask you questions as to how you would tackle situations like, the question they asked me was, if you were in a client meeting, or you have a client meeting in 1 hour and your boss is on a vacation and your team is out of office, and suddenly you realize the analysis that you have done is completely wrong, and you have to brief your client now, how would you do that? And how do you make sure that client does not get angry, right? So when I answered that, I think that really helped out. So my articulation around that was, hey, I'm going to talk about certain misses that have happened transparently, and yet tell them that this is coming because we do extra due diligence, and when we deliver this in the coming few days, we would take care of it, and you don't need to worry about it. So that kind of tells them that we are being honest, at the same time tells them that we are doing right due diligence as well, and at the end we would deliver the right thing. So how do you build that trust with the client, I think really matters. My starting salary at ZS was 5.5 lakhs base, and then there was 10% bonus on top. Some joining bonus was there, about 50k or so. Yeah, roughly around 6.5 lakh was my first job, I would say. So when I was at ZS, I spent about close to 3 years there, and I went from 5.5 base to 6.5 base next year, the next appraisal cycle, and followed by a promotion next year, which took me to 10.5 base roughly, right? And like you can add like a couple of components on top of it, which would total it around, I think, from 6.5 to roughly 12 or 13 within 2 years. So this is the resume I made when I decided to move on from ZS. When I quit ZS, I was at roughly 10.5, and Bluestacks gave me a 50% hike, so landed somewhere around 15.5 there. The earlier one was more about what I have studied till now. Now I can talk about the impact I have created. So that is where things changed a lot. And the way I've structured it is, my academics is like a small section, you can see. It earlier was like half of the page. So that has changed. So now I'm talking about all the projects here. All of this talks about how much you were dialed into data, and what kind of problem statements you were working on. So these are like good talking points, because that's how we structure it. Like, what are the hooks that an interviewer might be dialed in on, and then you can elaborate and talk about your projects. So that was my idea at that time. So at Bluestacks, we had about 4 rounds. First round was just an HR screening round, where she wanted to know why I'm moving out of CS, what is it that I'm looking for, what are my expectations in terms of pay, in terms of the work that I would be doing. And then that was followed by a quick assignment on IPL. So they had posted a bunch of questions that I had to work based on the data they had provided, again in a spreadsheet. So I prepared that, emailed it to them, and then they evaluated it and came back for the next round, which was a technical round. Now the technical round was more about, okay, I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to open a Google Sheet, you're going to share your screen, and you're going to start writing your thoughts about it. Or how would you solve that problem, right? It could be, so it had SQL questions, it had questions about some guesstimate again. So how you would be able to solve a problem is what they were looking for. And then they spoke about their own product, give me a brief, and asked me how I would track that product's performance and how would I try to engage more customers with it. So those kind of things were asked in that interview. And then we had a final round with the hiring manager where they just asked me as to how I would manage certain situations and what kind of projects I have worked on. She initially gave me an offer of 14 lakhs base, which I negotiated to 15.5 base, and she didn't add a joining bonus. So I had asked for somewhere around 16 or 17, asking for a hike on my CTC from the previous company, right? So I pitched it that way that, hey, my CTC at ZS was roughly 13, and if you see that I am only getting like a 10% raise when you give me 14, so how do we get there to a number that I am comfortable with, right? So a 25% hike on top of it would have landed me somewhere close to 17, and that is what I was negotiating for. So it was like 15.5 was my base, 1.5 was my variable pay, so that takes it to 17, and then there was stocks on top of it, which were ESOPs, so I was not counting them really into the pay at that. So my final comp at Bluestacks was 17.5, 15.5 was the base, 1.5 was the variable, and 50,000 rupees was the joining bonus at that time. And when I went from ZS to Bluestacks, I felt life slowed down, right? Because ZS was so fast paced and Bluestacks was a product company, so there weren't really any clients who were chasing you for timelines. So those kind of challenges led to me started to look out more into product analytics side of things. Now I am like very clear by the time that I completed my Bluestacks stint that I want to go into more towards product analytics. I want to try out more. I was not happy compared to how much work I had in consulting. I wanted to try out a big organization and big tech to see how things are there, right? So then this time the strategy was I'm going to apply for all the big companies, and I applied for PayPal, Mastercard, Expedia, Visa, so more towards fintech or tech side of things. And at this time, I applied using Naukri.com, LinkedIn. This is like back in 2021. And one thing that really clicked for me in all of these three places is the referrals, right? Knowing people who work there or knowing somebody who knows somebody there and them putting in a word. Nothing beats a referral then or a recommendation than applying just blindly on LinkedIn or on the portal. This is the resume that got me a role at PayPal. I got through Expedia and Mastercard as well. By the way, it's a 2-pager, and I would rate this resume a 0 on 10 just because it's a 2-pager. Your resume should never be a 2-pager. You should be able to summarize everything in 1 page. I think, but I got 3 roles. So all because of the referrals and the friends who were recommending me to the hiring managers. If you look at all the companies that I applied to at this point, all of them had offices outside of India. They had offices in India. Specifically, why India at that time? Lot of my friends from college went to US, right? Finding a job right from India in US is very tricky. I mean, barely anybody gets through. So I felt that if I get into one of these companies and I do well, I might have an opportunity to go outside also and try out a few years, right? I remember my PayPal offer was the minimum of all, which I finally accepted. And so in terms of monetary value, Expedia and Mastercard were paying roughly the same, around 23 lakhs base at that time, which was again a jump from my Bluestacks salary. And PayPal was paying 18.5 lakhs. And at that time, I really wanted to make a switch for a longer haul. When I was interviewing for PayPal, they took about 6 to 7 rounds. First round is just a screening round from the HR. Then you have a technical round where they try to understand whether you know your SQL or you know some of the tools because I interviewed for a product analyst role at that point, right? So I was tested mostly on that, but the people who were interviewing me were product managers. So they were asking me questions about my product sense. How would I, what kind of metrics would I be looking at, right? So that's one of the rounds that we have now for every product manager, where we try to understand what kind of metrics they would be tracking to understand whether their product is going in the right direction or no, right? The other thing was a case study round where they were asking questions just to test the analytical acumen of the person and how well you are able to articulate. Again, guesstimates would come into picture. The guesstimates are like one single most important thing early in the career, I would say everybody should learn. And apart from that, there was one hiring manager round, one more round around product sense that they had. Got a 18.5 base pay and then 10% variable pay. I also asked them to drop in a joining bonus, which they did. That was about 2 lakhs. And then they offered me about 5 lakhs every year as stocks, which would be vested. And these were RSUs. So PayPal is a listed company. When it comes to RSUs, you vest it over a period of 3 years. So it was 15 lakhs vested over 3 years. So 5 lakhs every year. And that took my comp well above, I would say, what Expedia and Mastercard were offering. But again, at that point, I didn't understand the value of stocks. So I felt that PayPal offer was lower. Also, I was supposed to move out of home for that. I was supposed to go to Chennai. So that would have led to additional expenses for me. So that was also a point of contention when I'm discussing with any HR, that I have to move cities. So that will be a cost for me. So you can negotiate a relocation bonus as well. So that's where I also negotiated for a relocation bonus from PayPal. And they offered me 2 lakhs where they would top up all the tax. So I would get 2 lakh net for any relocation costs that I would incur whenever I am moving. So always try to talk about these things when or evaluate your offer based on these things as to what is the cost for you, how much of your cost is going to increase when you're going to move cities. You're leaving money on the table if you're not. Total comp at PayPal sat roughly around 25 plus the relocation bonus. Yeah, within 5 months of joining PayPal, my manager offered me if I would want to try out to solve a product problem which was data heavy at that time, and that is the opportunity I took and we started building it. So I wrote high level requirements as to how we would do it, did a lot of groundwork, work with engineers, and that is where I got into product management, I would say. So product manager kind of sits in the middle of all of the departments, I would say, right? So let's say there is a product called Instagram, and within that there would be a sub product called Reels. Now somebody had an idea that I need to add a section for Reels on Instagram, and that would make people engage more with Instagram, right? So that idea was conceptualized by a product manager, okay? And now how we would build it, who would build it, what would it look like, is a work that every team would do around the product manager. So a UX designer's role would be, okay, what would those interactions look like? How would a like button, where it would be placed, right? What would be the reaction when you click on it? Or if you have emojis, how would they function when you click on it, right? So that's something the UX designer is designing in a conversation with a product manager. Okay, this is what we are thinking, like how you can engage. Recently, we had a feature called Instant. Some product manager would have thought that, okay, this would drive engagement with more users, right? So as a product manager, you sit in the middle of legal, compliance, UX designers, content writers, software engineers, your leaders, and your business teams. All of them will have their own opinion. And then you have to work with everybody and come up with a product solution. I had transitioned from the role of the product analytics to product management and got a hike of 9-10%. I don't remember the exact number. And the same year, I just started delivering features. My manager promoted me to senior product manager that year. And at that time, I got a handsome hike, and my base pay went to 26.5 at that time. So that was like the next 3 years, I would say, where I worked on different problem statements, different persona of users. Yeah, base pay for a lead product manager could be somewhere starting from 40 to 50, and then there's a hefty bonus on top of it, which is anywhere between 15%, to 20%, depends on your performance obviously. And along with it, you also have stocks which you vest yearly. So that can be in range of 25 to 30 lakhs, or it can go even higher. So the total comp sits somewhere between 75 to 90 when you're starting off as a lead product manager, and it can go further up depending on the organization you are in and how much time you have been as a lead. So yeah, going back to rating my resumes, the previous one scored 0. So yeah, I had to make a new one. So this is the one that I made towards the end of last year. And again, I would say that a lot has changed in this. We're back to one page. We have removed a lot of education, and we talk a lot about the impact that we have driven in the last few years and how we have been able to transform things. And story has changed. First, it was academics when back in college. Then it went to type of projects and the tools that I learned. Then I went to slightly towards impact without numbers. And now it is all about numbers and the impact that I drove. So that has been, I would say, a big turnaround.